Brian is going to show you how to scale that up to $30, $40, $50,000 retainers and work with guys like celebrities. And I know, too, there's a lot of guys in this room that Brian will eventually be working with that are going to be celebrities. So let's give it up for Brian for our final keynote.
What's up? What's up? Test, test, test. Is this working? It's working? What's up, guys? Quick round of applause for Daniel, Andre, Christian, the whole Client Ascension team. Like, what the f***, dude? This is your first event, 100 people sold out tickets. This is sick. Like, I've been in tons of masterminds, tons of rooms, tons of events, and to do this in less than, what, 6 months?
It's 1 year old next week.
Dude, huge shout out to you guys. So, and real quick, round of applause for every single one of you sitting here in this room right now. I mean, you guys flew out from who knows wherever, right? Yeah, come on. Now, I'll just be straight up and honest right now. I'm a huge mixed martial arts fan. I was watching the UFC, and I was like, dude, I'm going to miss Charles Oliveira and fucking Islam fight for this. So the goal I have for you today, because I'm missing that, is to deliver so much value that you guys aren't pissed off as well that you're missing it. So that's my goal. Is that cool? Can I just deliver so much value, show you how to sign whale clients, that you guys are like, you know what? I'm okay that I missed the UFC, because I get to see Brian speak about how to land whale clients. Is that cool with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So real quick, what we're gonna cover today, all right, is how to get in front of, become friends with, and land whale clients, AKA big name players in the industry. This is something that I've done a really great job of, unintentionally, but it'll play to your strengths if you're someone who can just naturally be a cool person, naturally is good at what he does, and isn't a fucking weirdo, all right? That's how you can really just get, land, and sign whale clients. And you're also gonna learn how to guarantee that you get testimonials from these clients that you can use in your marketing to obviously land more clients, right? And we're also gonna talk about how you can go from signing, like Andre said, 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K deals like I've done as well. And as you know, the more money you make them, you can't make any more because they're just on a flat retainer. Who here has made a client a lot of money, but you couldn't make any more because they were on a flat retainer? That guy, yeah, these guys know. It sucks, right? And so what if you could skip that and go to 20K, 30K, or 40K a month per client? Would that be fun, right? How would you guys like to wake up next month and one client pays you $40,000? Would that be pretty sick? Okay, so that's what we're gonna learn. And quick intro, Andre just introed me, but I'm the founder of adspend.com. We've worked and ran ads and consulted for some of the biggest names, like Andre said. I worked for Dean Graziosi for 3 years. I'll talk about that story in a second. Worked with clients like Frank Kern, celebrities like Jordan Belfort, AKA the Wolf of Wall Street, Bedros Keuilian, digital marketer, 9-figure companies like Kajabi, founder, Boss Babe, John Asseroff, Brandon Carter, AKA King Keto, and we manage about $1.62 million a month in YouTube ads. And we're also an agency partner for Hyros, which is the best ads platform tracking software alive, especially if you run ads. And so all of these names you see right here, all of these pictures, how many of you see somebody that you recognize? Anybody? Awesome. Hell yeah. So that's just our roster, and I want to take you down memory lane and show you how I got here. But first, like, imagine this, dude. How many of you f with Alex Becker? Like, you guys all watch his content, he's sick, right? How would you like to have a case study from Alex Becker who says, I was recently talking to Brian Moncada of adspend.com, AKA the same agency that manages the Wolf of Wall Street, and they're absolutely nuking it with Hyros data using call funnels. Like, I would never imagine that I would get that from Alex Becker, but he made us an agency partner, and now when you go to Hyros Agency Partners, our agency is a partner. So he refers everybody for YouTube ads to us. So that's pretty sick. And just so far this year, we spent close to $8 million on YouTube ads for our MCC, okay? And so here's where it all started. 5 years ago, I was doing door-to-door sales. Who here has done door-to-door sales?
Respect.
Fuck yes. All right, everybody I've met who's done door-to-door sales, if you haven't done door-to-door sales, imagine waking up, going in front of some random neighbor's door, knocking on their door and trying to sell them something. You know how hard that is? They're not even expecting you. They don't want what you're buying. They're gonna close the door and tell you to fuck off. That's happened plenty of times. I got the cops called on me, and I was just trying to make some money, right? Like we all are. And 5 years ago, I was living in that 200 square foot casita, door knocking from sun up to sundown. That's a picture of me and my friend Artur, who's from Moldova, who was the hardest worker out of that whole house. There was 16 of us living in a house in Yorba Linda, California, door knocking from sun up to sundown. And this kid, who didn't speak any English, was out working everybody. And I stuck around him. And 5 years ago, I was broke, tapping it in my savings account, trying to just survive, okay? Now, what happened from that was I realized I am never gonna be a sales manager for a door-to-door sales company. I'm never gonna do door-to-door sales long-term, and I actually wanna build an online business, a marketing agency, because that's what I've always wanted to do. And so I had a revelation that I was like, I have to go learn from somebody who has a marketing business. And at that time, I had read the book previously, Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. Who's read that book? Anybody? Anybody here? No? This guy. All right, this guy knows. Hell yeah. Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. I saw that book on my counter, and I said, okay, Dean Graziosi has an office in Scottsdale. He runs a marketing company. Why don't I go learn from Dean? Why don't I go work for Dean? And why don't I just go learn how to build a marketing company from Dean? The moment I had that idea, I used what's called the speed of implementation, okay? The speed of implementation. I ran over to my computer, I opened up emailhunter.io, I scraped his website's emails, and I sent a cold email. Shout out to Cold Email Wizard and fucking Alex Berman and everybody here who teaches you that, all right? I sent a cold email, I said, Dean, what did I say? This might seem crazy. Here's who I am, here's what I'm doing. I don't know if you're hiring or not, but I'm gonna keep following up with you until I get an interview. And guess what happened? The next day I got a reply, and they said, crazy, but yeah, we're actually looking for someone to help us with digital marketing. Can you come in for an interview tomorrow? And I said, yeah, I'll do that. Now keep in mind, I lied in the email because I said I was already in Scottsdale. I was still door knocking. So I quit my job that night, packed up my car, drove out the next morning just for the interview. I went all in. And I worked for Dean Graziosi for 3 years. Wow. I got the job on the spot because I committed first and figured the rest out later. And so I learned direct response marketing from Dean Graziosi, and 3 years, almost working for him, millions of dollars generated, first seven-figure award from ClickFunnels. That is really Dean's, but I was glad to be a part of it. And that's us on stage at ClickFunnels collecting our awards. And to be honest, I can't take too much credit here. Who here has seen the meme of the Virgin complicated media buyer versus the Chad media buyer? Yeah, we're gonna have two of those examples here. So I was the Chad media buyer, all right? Everything I touched on YouTube ads turned to gold. I'll be very clear here. I did one thing really, really well. I learned everything I needed to do, and then I added value to the company, which is how I was able to skyrocket my personal brand with Dean, because I learned YouTube ads. This was back when there was nothing online about YouTube ads. I had to dig and dig and dig to find courses on YouTube ads. And luckily, I just put in the time and the energy, and I learned YouTube ads, and I crafted my place in the company to be able to add value to Dean and make 6 figures a year, which is why I was able to, even get awards like this, add value to his company, make him millions of dollars, okay? And then that forwarded to a year and a half into working with Dean. Dean said one thing to me that has always stuck with me. You gotta pay for speed, okay? Pay for speed. Not like speed like crack cocaine, right? Speed, shortcuts, get in the room, learn from somebody who has what you already have, or what you want, I should say, right? And so he said he owes all of his success to masterminds. What are you guys in the room right now for? A mastermind. You're here to learn information that you can use to then deploy into your business or your life to make more money, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And so when you get in rooms like this, the worst thing you can do is take this information and do all with it, aka nothing. The best thing you can do is create relationships and deploy the information into your business immediately. And so I took that and I joined my first mastermind. And at this mastermind, I'll be honest, it was called the 7-Figure Fitness Business Mastermind. At that time, I had about 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. I was documenting my fitness journey. Now, I'm no fucking bodybuilder, right? But I was trying and hoping to build a fitness business. And Vince Del Monte, who was the mastermind, entrepreneur in this case, he was the business coach, he told me when I was introducing myself, I got up in front of everybody in a room just like this, he handed me the microphone, I said, My name is Brian Moncada. I run YouTube ads for Dean Graziosi, and my goal is to build a fitness business where I do this, this, and this. And he immediately cut me off and he said, yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, dude, you got to cut the fitness shit out. And I'm like, what the I flew out here from the States. I'm in Toronto for the very first time. You're telling me I just flew out here for nothing? He said, we'll talk at lunch. So then lunchtime comes around and he says, dude, you tell me, what do you want to do, man? Do you want to sell how to build bigger biceps when you're 35? And I didn't really get what he said, but then he clarified what he meant because he said, you're stepping over dollar bills to chase pennies. You're running ads for Dean Graziosi. Everybody in this room needs more traffic. They need someone to run their ads. And that's when the light bulb moment went off. And then I said, okay, I'm going to just listen to him because I paid him a lot of money to come here, and I'm going to take his advice. And so I go all in on YouTube ads, and I become the YouTube ads expert in the room, and I start branding myself as the YouTube ads guy, right? And that allows me to get on stages just like I'm at right now to talk about YouTube ads, add value to the mastermind, to help every single one of you and every single one of them in that picture grow their business. And I was able to get clients, okay? I was able to get clients and start my agency. And this is also what allowed me to get introduced to people like Boardroom, okay, who was a client of ours, like you saw on the earlier slides. And so that's something that I want to keep harping on right now, that you'll see a common pattern the rest of this presentation, okay? Being in the room with the right people. And so here's the first takeaway. When you're in the room with the whale client, all right, you don't want to be the virgin, complicated guy who tries to get something from them. And this is something that's going to really help you, especially when you're in a room with someone that you want to close as a client. What do most people do when they see someone like Boardroom? Alex Becker, Sam Ovens, right? They ask him for a picture. Oh, dude, Sam. Dude, man, do you mind if I get a picture, dude? Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, dude. All right, man. See ya. They take from them. They take from them, they take from them, they take from them, and they don't even know. You're just a fan at that point, right? You immediately box yourself as a fan. And that's what most people do. And they always try to ask them for advice. And yes, you can ask them for advice, but what I've learned works better than that is, number one, like Kaval, where's he at? No, right there. Dude, great presentation. Yeah, he had a sick presentation. Everything that he said, you can apply to this. You got to be good at what you do. If you're not good at what you do, raise your hand if you think you're the best at what you do. Half the room, okay. Raise your hand if you want to become the best at what you do. Raise your hand if you are going to become the best at what you do. Everybody in the room, right? If you have that conviction, then you show up differently when you meet someone like Boardroom. You don't go up to him like a fan. You go up to him like someone who has value to offer him, right? And so in this, when you go up to somebody at a mastermind to get in the room with them, you act like you're already friends. You act like you're on the same level as them. You have to believe it yourself. You have to be convicted. And then more importantly, you want to compliment them in their work, all right? And so that mastermind leads me to run ads for someone, Ryan Big Dick O'Donnell here. Who knows Caleb Maddox? Anyone know Caleb Maddox?
Oh, yes.
A few people, yeah. Who here has seen the ads from Caleb Maddox YTA webinar, YouTube automation? He's like a little kid teaching you how to invest in YouTube channels, right? I ran all those YouTube ads. And because I did such a great job, they introduced me to Frank Kern. Who here knows who Frank Kern is? Copywriting legend, okay? And because of that mastermind, I get introduced to Ryan, then I get introduced to Frank Kern, and now I have about $30K a month coming in as a solopreneur, as an agency owner. Still don't really know what I'm doing. Still don't have any processes or systems in place. Still don't have any sort of sales team. It's just me doing it by brute force. And so after 2.5 months of value-based follow-up, I land Frank Kern as a client. Now, how do I do that? I keep following up with him, but I add value-based follow-up, personalized Loom videos. I get on Loom and I say, hey, Frank, saw your ad on Facebook. Again, man, just checking in here because I already have a strategy that can work for you. Here's what it is. Happy to help you with this if you want to. Let me know. And then sure enough, I land him as a client, okay? From that mastermind. And then, just like a new agency owner, when you're working with whales, to get in the door, what do you got to do? You got to get your foot in the door. Frank's been pitched by everybody who has an agency. He knows that you're going to probably charge him some sort of retainer or something. So what do? I sacrifice the immediate benefit short term by getting paid, and I say, I'll do it for free. Because if I land Frank Kern as a client and I get a case study, what happens?
Yeah, they'll be good. They'll go at like 420.
I'm set. And that's exactly what happened. Because after I learned Frank Kern as a client, land Frank Kern as a client, I do the work for free, and then Frank introduces me to everybody you see right here. And one of the ones I want to highlight is Roland Frazier. Okay, Roland Frazier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 referrals just like that can create more business for me. And then Roland Frazier is how we go down this rabbit hole again. And so at this point, by the way, this is 2020, right? So I end the year with about $400,000. Not much, not something to celebrate about, but at the time, I quit my job that year in March from Dean Graziosi. I was still working full-time for Dean, doing this on the side, and then I went all in myself into my agency. So I ended the year about $400,000, okay? And at this time, by the way, I'm only charging, 3K, 4K. Couldn't even think about charging, maybe 5K. But again, it's a limiting belief. And then I joined the next mastermind because Roland Frazier, right here, he becomes a client. I do great work. And then I say, okay, Roland Frazier's a client. I landed Frank because of a mastermind. Vince gave me the idea to start a YouTube ads agency because of the mastermind. I'm going to keep doubling down on this process I have. So then I go to Roland Frazier and I say, hey, Roland, I'd love to join Boardroom. How can I join? He goes, well, if you want to join, you're already in because you do my ads. So if you want to come in, I'll position you as the YouTube ads guy. All right, I join. And guess what? I'm on stage speaking again as the YouTube ads expert. And what does everybody in the room think? Oh, Brian's the one running Roland's ads, so I got to work with Brian. Immediately, my business explodes, all right? And then I get testimonial from Roland Frazier. That's on the main website. You can check it out for yourself. And we still work the digital marketer to this day, by the way. We still work with them. This is almost a 2.5-year relationship at this point. And then Roland introduces me to everybody. By the way, there's 13 screenshots. 13 screenshots. I couldn't fit them all, obviously, because you can't read them. But there's about 6 of them right here. So you can see here that there's a pattern. What's the pattern? Anyone have any guesses so far? Snowball. From what?
Doing good work.
Everything that everybody just said. Providing value, becoming known, and joining masterminds, and not being a fucking weirdo, all right? That's a big one. And then what happens? Everyone here, client ascension guys, sales team especially, you guys learning from Cole Gordon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the best. Cole's a really good friend of mine. And I joined Cole Gordon's 8-figure boardroom, and then again, I become the YouTube ads guy, and I'm working with Cole off and on every single week, teaching him how to do YouTube ads, because he has a guy that's running his YouTube ads, but that guy's not coachable, and he knows how cool I am, and he's like, dude, this guy's not doing any keyword campaigns, what should we do? We're just texting back and forth. And then at the very first 8-figure boardroom event, which is one of the best, besides Client Ascension, of course, one of the best masterminds you could ever join, in my personal opinion, right now. And then I speak at the very first ever 8-figure boardroom. And then again, I'm the expert. I'm positioning myself really, really well. Okay? And so, boom, testimonial from Cole Gordon, doing $2.5 million a month right now, probably even closer to 3. The biggest player in the space, if not one of the biggest players in the space, team of almost 100 people, says some of the best testimony I ever had. I have tons of friends in the YouTube ads space. I pretty much bought in every course and information product available for YouTube ads, and just working with Brian has been by far the most helpful insights I've ever gotten on YouTube, period. Now, is this me being a friend or finessing my way to get this testimonial? Hell no. Cole's smart. Cole's doing almost $3 million a month. Cole wouldn't tell me this if I wasn't actually what? Good at what I do. You can't skip that step, okay? You can't skip that step. This won't work if you're not good at what you do. This won't work if, again, you're a weirdo, all right? And so in 2021, we ended at 1.09 million, all right, which is pretty decent. Less than 2 years of being in business. Less than 2 years of being in business. And this is not where I want to be, but this is just the reality of it, okay? And so the next mastermind I joined, some of you guys shaking your head, what the f***, when's this guy going to stop? How much is this guy paying for masterminds? Why would I stop paying, right? I literally have spent $156,000 in courses, coaching programs, and masterminds. And you'll see a screenshot in a second of what we're at right now. You'll see a screenshot in a second. And so I joined Quantum this March to go learn from Sam Ovens. And then Sam, immediately upon applying to join Quantum, recognizes that we've worked with everybody. And then when the YouTube ads part comes up, because that's what he said he wanted to do, who's seen the video from Sam saying, I'm back, here's what we're focusing on, YouTube ads, Facebook ads are dead. I saw that video too, and what did I see? What did I think?
Opportunity.
Opportunity. I'm gonna go join Sam Ovens' Quantum Mastermind. And it wasn't even because I wanted to take, it was because, well actually, yeah it was, because I wanted to learn what Sam was doing on YouTube ads. This guy might know something that I don't. He says YouTube ads is the best thing right now. Is he running YouTube ads? I haven't seen his YouTube ads. I'm gonna go learn from him, right? So it was selfish, but it was ultimately to learn. And then he asked me to speak at the very first Quantum event that I ever joined in March, the first time he ever had anybody speak in front of his mastermind. Pretty sick. Opportunity, speed of implementation, just like when I cold emailed Dean when I had the idea, when I saw that video from Sam Ovens get published to YouTube, I said, I'm gonna go join his mastermind, and I did. $36,000 later, I'm speaking. And now guess what? Sam Ovens asked me to partner with him on his mastermind called WeTube, where I teach YouTube ads in front of every single client that he has that's in WeTube and in front of his Quantum Mastermind. And that's us taking a picture at his school office. Is this fucking sick so far or what? You guys liking this? Is this valuable? Thank you, okay. I want you guys to pay attention how powerful this is. You guys can sit behind the cold emails. You guys can sit behind the Twitter threads. You guys can sit behind all those things. And all those things do work. Don't get me wrong, I do them myself. But unless you're gonna get out in front of people, be somebody of value and introduce yourself to them, you're never gonna grow as fast, right? I've been lacking on the other stuff. I'll be fully transparent, right? I'm not writing a Twitter thread a day for 52 days. Shout out to Miles, that's f***ing sick. I need to be doing that, right? But I'm here, presenting myself, giving value, and making connections with every single one of you. Just like I did right here, that landed me a partnership with Sam. Sam's never partnered with anybody in his entire life. Looks like f***ing Jesus. And there I am. What the f***? And so check this out. This testimonial now from Sam Ovens. Whale clients. You guys want to land whale clients?
Yeah.
Brian's in my mastermind, and when we get to the YouTube ads part of the mastermind, I sit down. I let him come up to speak about it. He is passionate about YouTube ads. He loves it. It's his craft. He's very good at it. I can't speak like Sam, so I'm not going to try. He knows, it'd be like robotic. And he knows all the best strategies, tactics, and everything right now, and he knows how to get YouTube ads to work for others, not just himself. And this is where everything changed. Can you guys read that real quick? Who can shout that number out? $236,000.
86.
Oh, even better. Fat check deposited right to my bank account from Sam Ovens.
Wow.
Rev share. Say it with me, rev share.
Rev share.
How would you guys like to get a rev share check for $286,000? My mind right here at this point when this happened to me, I was like, I'm not fucking taking any more shit anymore. I'm not fucking selling 5K anymore. Things are changing. And I only start selling performance-based deals from this point. And then I joined Jeremy Haynes' Inner Circle, another mastermind. And my accountant's like, Brian, what the fuck? Our education bill's so crazy, dude. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Our revenue's so crazy. So Jeremy Haynes' Inner Circle, after that check hit from Sam Ovens and that partnership, which blew up our brand massively, I get introduced to Jeremy Haynes. And Jeremy Haynes, for those of you, who knows who Jeremy Haynes is? Anybody? Sick, yeah. So I joined his Inner Circle, and I hear that this guy's doing $700,000 a month with 7 clients. 7 clients, $700,000 a month. And I'm like, I gotta go meet this guy. I don't know what he's doing that I'm not doing, but I'm gonna go meet with him. Because just like Kaval said, right? You don't wanna fucking build a 20 client, 50 client, 100 client agency. I don't wanna do that. Who here started their business, their agency, so they could have freedom and make a lot of profit and have a lot of fun?
Yep.
Everybody here, right? And then what happened when, in 2021, when I did about 1.09 million, what I didn't show was all the trials and tribulations, because that wasn't easy. What I didn't show was the 4 friends I lost because I hired them on, and you know, hiring friends is a touchy subject, but I ultimately lost them as friends because it's business, right? I lost 4 friends in that process. I also was charging $5K a month retainers. We would get a client, we would lose a client. We would get a client, we would lose a client. And even though we were good at what we did, when you're charging $5K a month retainers, you're just treated as an employee, unfortunately. Who here has felt like they've been treated as an employee by a client? Where they blow up your phone every night when this tracking pixel's not working, when the ad cost is too high, and when they just want to blow up your phone on the weekend when you're trying to watch the UFC and Charles Oliveira take the fucking title back to Brazil. Well, that happened to me. And so I said, that $286,000 check from Sam Ovens, the light bulb moment went off. I'm going to learn what this guy's doing. And then he tells me you're poor. He literally tells me you're poor. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously, because you're doing $700,000 a month with 7 clients, so I'll listen to what you're doing. And he taught me, again, the emphasis is masterminds to get in front of people that you can work with, but also to learn the information, okay? Because what he taught me was how to charge percentage of profit and percentage of revenue the right way, just like we did with Sam Ovens, to scale that. And so now, every single month from one client, we're getting about $33,000 to $40,000, almost $41,000 from one client. From going from 1K a month when I first started, back when you saw when I first joined my mastermind charging 1K a month, to now getting paid $41,000 from one client. Like that, every single month, wired to my bank account, my business bank account. Feels pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, right? And now I have less clients, less team members, more profit. More profit, better lifestyle, more fun. I get to love the clients I work with because I get to work with them more because I'm getting paid for it, because I'm incentivized to help them scale, because now the more money they make, the more money I can make. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Good. So as of last month, we're doing 1.3. This last week alone, we almost broke 200. And again, by no means am I the biggest player in this room, biggest fish in this room. Probably a lot of you do more than me, and that's fine. But for me, this is pretty sick. And so you get to choose your own path right now. Do you want to continue being the virgin, complicated agency owner, right? Who charges flat retainers, no guarantees, struggles closing clients, and makes 1 to 5K a month per client max. Again, I've done this, and I'll be honest, when you're just starting off, you probably have to do this. You saw I work for Frank Kern for free, and then I charge him a retainer. Because it was Frank Kern, though. It was Frank Kern. And every client I worked with allowed me to get to where I am today. But knowing what I know now, and knowing the Chad you can become, charging fat retainers, 10K retainers, plus percentage of net profit or revenue, depending on the client, with no risk guarantees, so you close at an 80% clip. 8 out of 10 people that get on our agency call, if they're lucky to get on our agency call as a client, we close them. 8 out of 10 people, because our guarantee is fucking phenomenal. If you're good at what you do, why would you charge a flat fee? If you're good at what you do, and you know you have a problem, you know they have a problem that you can help them solve, why wouldn't you take performance? Why wouldn't you charge maybe a setup fee of 10K and then 25% of revenue? Because you know you're gonna help them scale. You gotta get this mindset. This is something that took me 2.5 years to get to. But when that $286,000 check hit, everything changed. So you get to make a decision right now. Do you wanna make 1 to 5K per client, or 20 to 40K a month per client? I know which one I wanna do. Have a wait list of people waiting to work with me. When the client starts bitching out, right? When they start, I don't know about this, yeah, they start complaining or whatever, wait list. If I don't like working with them, we'll replace them. Who here wants to have a wait list for their agency? Clients begging to work with you. Yeah. 2.5 years to get here. It's not gonna happen overnight, but I guarantee you, if you start acting like you can do this, you will. So what's the big takeaway? Number 1, pay for speed, join masterminds, and pay to get in the same room as the clients you want to work with. How many of you went to college? How many of you were in a fraternity? Yeah. A lot of people hate on fraternities. Oh, you paid for your friends. I'm fucking paying for my friends. And it's working out. So why don't you try it? Number 2, after you've delivered the amazing results or value and you know they won't say no, when you know they won't say no, after you deliver the value, ask for a quick testimonial and then post it everywhere. Then charge based on performance and have guarantees, take the risk away, you'll close more deals, make more money, and work with better clients. So that's it. One quick favor. My gorgeous wife right there is filming this. It's all going to be on a vlog to shout out Daniel and Andre. My YouTube channel's right there. You can go subscribe if you want. Right? We're trying to hit 10K by the end of the year. I'm doing a whole behind the scenes of this event right now. So, can I ask you guys for a quick favor? Was this valuable?
Yes.
I'm going to do a quick story, and I'm going to say I just shared a valuable presentation with every single one of Client Ascension members right now. I'm going to get it on my phone. That's going to go into the intro of this video. Can you guys do one thing? And when I say, how was that value? And I turn the camera here, can you guys get up and act excited and go fucking nuts for Daniel and Andre for putting this event on? Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right.
Yo,
You guys ready?
I didn't have to do nothing.
I just got done speaking to a room of 100 agency owners who are all hungry to scale their agencies past 100K, 200K, and 300K a month, and I delivered a presentation sharing with them how to land whale clients and get paid fat fees every single month. Was that valuable? Yeah!